Hello guys, my name is Maciej Czerwiński and in this episode I would like to present you a case of vertical crown cementation. Please imagine that it's a Friday afternoon and this is the second patient of today. And I have the 1 hour to cement a single vertical crown. So what is the most important part to check when you've got the crown and you have to cement it? For sure we have to judge whether the color of the crown is okay, whether the fit is okay, whether the contact points are okay. But there is a question, how do you exactly know that after you try the crown, it's in the right position? How you can judge it? So of course you can judge it by checking how it's related to the neighbor tooth. That's the one options, right? You can check whether it's stable on the abutment or not, whether it's on the appropriate level of the contact points. That's the another way for me. But when the margin of the crown is subgingival, especially with the vertical crown, when there is no any related point like the shoulder that you can't really check, it's more difficult to judge whether the crown is in the perfect position, like on the abutment on the gypsum model. So in this episode I would like to give you some advices how you can eliminate the risk that you cement the crown in the wrong position. So please check this case. I got the crown from my dental technician and I checked whether the crown is finished in a good way, so whether there is a smooth margin of zirconia at the bottom of the crown, and everything was perfectly done by my technician. So the problem with this patient was the fact that he lost his temporary crown 3 days before the visit. So as you know, when we lose the temporary crown, it's very common risk that the neighboring teeth can move a little bit. And in fact, the gum was perfectly healed. Almost always there is the same situation when we don't have the temporary crown. But when I checked it on the abutment in the patient mouth, it turned out that the contact points are just too strong and the crown is not in the good position, so it wasn't stable at all. So what I did, I just reduced the contact points. But right now there is a question. How much should I reduce the contact point? And how can I judge whether the contact point is okay or not? Because let's be honest, the contact point, the strong contact point, is one of the aim of the final crown. On the other hand, when we've got strong contact point, there is a risk that the crown will be not stable or we will not gonna reach the final position. So is there any objective way to judge whether the contact point is not too strong and not too loose, of course? One of the tricks is to check the contact points with the 8 microns articulation paper. How we can do that? We just take the thin articulation paper, we put it in between the crown and the adjacent tooth, we press the crown and we try to remove it. And if we tear the articulation paper, that can mean that the contact point is just too strong. So we have to eliminate the contact point till the moment when we can remove the articulation paper without tearing it. And I believe that this is one of the most objective way how we can check the strength of the contact points. In this situation, this clinical presentation, I didn't do that. Why? Because I thought that the strong contact point is what I want. And as you can see also on the photo, I thought that the crown is in the right position because it was perfectly stable on the abutment. The contact points were pretty okay, the color was okay, so I decided that I will cement that crown. And try to imagine what I've got in my head when I take an X-ray after the cementation. The crown is completely out of the position, the right position. So this is why it's so important, especially with the vertical crowns, to check the contact point in the more objective way. So I hope it was a useful trick for you. If you've got any other tricks how to check the position of the crown, please write it in the comments. And please let me know whether this form of presentation is better for you, just the normal Facebook presentation. So if you like this film, let me know by subscribing this channel. I will have more energy to produce this kind of presentation on YouTube. See you on the next episode. Bye.